This is my Task 3 Unit 12 video essay. This video essay will critically discuss whether audiences should have opinion in studio productions. And we will look at some film examples to see whether they support the argument or discredit it. I understand why fans would want to stay in studio productions, as fans would be able to give their favourite characters the ending they want to see, and see their favourite characters leave the big screen with an ending the fans think their characters deserve. For example, maybe fans had a say in how Lost was made. Maybe the fans would have made it so the characters weren't dead all along and given them better endings, which give the characters justice. An example of when audiences have had a say in big studio production is in early 2020 when the Sonic trailer was released. Fans were outraged about how the studio animated the iconic character. This led to the studio changing Sonic to please the audiences. If fans had a say in studio productions, this could reduce the amount of box office disasters, meaning there will be less risk when making a high-budget film, and audiences will be more likely to give their films positive feedback. However, if fans had a say in studio productions, this would ruin the element of surprise. Fans would have an idea of what happens in the film and how it ends. And I don't know about you, but this would ruin the cinema experience for me. Also, if fans had a say in studio productions, this would take the creative power away from the director and scriptwriter. An example of this is, say for example, fans had a say in how the Hunger Games would make. This would take the creative power away from Gray Ross and Suzanne Collins, who are the director, scriptwriter, and author of the original novels. And we would have had a completely different film in the long run. If fans had a say in studio productions, this would make the film and TV too perfect. If fans had a say in productions, say for example Grey's Anatomy, Dr. Amelia Shepherd wouldn't have gotten a brain tumour, which was a big storyline in early season 14. And much more, fans would give their favourite characters happy ending before it's time for the production to end. And the scriptwriter and director would lose all their creative control, and the entire industry would change to incorporate fan opinions. Let's look at some examples of old films to see how this could affect films in the future. The Lion King animated 1994, The Lion King live action 2019. In 1994, Disney Animation Studios made the classic Lion King. However, Disney have been making live action versions of all their films. However, the live-action versions don't follow the original story exactly. All the live-action films have unique qualities, but this doesn't apply to The Lion King. The live-action Lion King follows the animated classic exactly. The only difference is the animation and the voice actors, with the exception to James Earl Jones, who plays Mufasa in both films. If fans had a say in studio productions, they may have made the live-action Lion King unique, and most people would choose the animated classic opposed to the live action. The 1994 Lion King is nostalgic and reminds audiences of their childhood, and that's why a majority of fans would watch the classic. If the live action version was unique, fans would be more inclined to watch the live action version. On IMDb, the animated classic was rated 8.5 out of 10, however, the live action was only rated 6.9 out of 10. Hunger Games trilogy. In 2008, Suzanne Collins released the first Hunger Games book, and then the next two books. And in 2012, the novel was made into a movie, which did very well in the box office, leading to the release of the next three films. Using Hunger Games as an example is a little different because it was a novel before a film, meaning the story was already written out. If fans had a say in this production, everything would be different, as there is a lot of painful death in Hunger Games. For example, Primrose, the reason Katniss competed in the Hunger Games in the first place. She died close to the end of the last film, and this set up the ending for the character of Katniss. However, if fans had a say in this productions, fans wouldn't have chose to kill off the character, as the character is a good person in a world of bad, and there are news articles online to support this, as some fans were very angry about the character's death. Also, because this film was a novel beforehand, it would be unfair to take the work of Suzanne Collins and let fans change her story as they see fit, as I'm sure Suzanne Collins put countless amounts of time and effort into this. And it's unfair to take her story and her characters and let other people make decisions, as they should be her decisions to make. In conclusion, I personally don't think fans should have a say in studio productions, as there are benefits to this. However, I think the cons outweigh the pros, as scriptwriters and directors should have a say in their productions, and fans can go to the cinema not knowing what to expect, leaving them on the edge of their seats at the climax. If fans had a say in studio productions, this would be a thing of the past, as audiences would already know how the story ends, because evidently they would have chosen it. However, this is my opinion, and you are more than welcome to disagree.